Hey, here we go. Okay, so William, just to start off, did you have a specific question before Martha gives her explanation? Are you typing in the chat? No, okay, all right, okay. Okay, Martha, take it away.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So if you've seen my welcome email, I think I put a little video, perhaps, I can't remember anymore, but I did do an intro introducing myself a while back and letting you know how you could contact me. Basically, what I am is an embedded librarian. I'm one of the librarians here at the Westside campus, and I'm embedded in your online class as a helper so that I can help you locate resources here at the library, either in print or online through our databases that can help you with your assignments. Okay, so in this tutorial, I'm going to go through an orientation to the library services and some of the guides that might be helpful to you and some of the databases that might be useful as well. And then a refresher on how to contact me if you need help. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me. Okay, here we go. So can everybody see my screen?
I can, yes.
Okay, good, thank you. So from the cnm.edu main page, there are two ways to get to the library's resources. You can either start up here at students and click the little drop down, the red arrow, and then that'll show you a bunch of things. Click on services and then scroll all the way down to the library's link, and that'll get you right into the library's webpage. But if you if you get lost, just remember you can always navigate to the main CNM page by clicking on the banner here, the logo. Okay, so the other way to get into the library's resources is scrolling all the way down and then clicking on library. I kind of like that one because it's less clicks, but really it's totally up to you. Just know that there's two ways you can get in. So you click on library, and then from here, I want to bring your attention to a few things that would be helpful to you. Now, immediately on the right-hand side, you see the contact phone number for main campus, and you can also text them at main, and you can email the reference email at reference@cnm.edu. But if you want to contact somebody at, say, Westside, Montoya, Rio Rancho, South Valley, we also have a link here where you can click on it, and it gives you the hours and locations for all our campus libraries. So that's very good. And then it shows you when we're closed. So you should really make use of that, know where that's located, so you don't go to campus when on a day when you might be closed or a time when we might be closed. Other things I wanted to bring to your attention are this also about CNM libraries. This gives you our hours and locations as well, and events calendar. But another thing that's really important, well, two things, you can see the staff directory. So you can, like, for example, if you click on my name, you can see where I'm located, and you can see my phone numbers here and the areas that I'm responsible for. So I've written research guides for all of these areas. So if you're in any of these classes, you might want to take advantage of those guides because they provide information on resources such as ebooks, databases, print books, outside websites that you could use for your assignments as well in these other classes. Okay, and one of the things that I also wanted to point out is this is a great guide. If you want to know more about the library, this is a really quick and easy guide to our resources. So I'm going to show you some other stuff. And these are the policies. So if you're ever interested in how we do our collection development, you can read up on that. How we do circulation and access. For example, you can see here. I'm not sure why it's not refreshing, but oh, it's a little slow. So you can see here we have different user categories and things like that. So I just wanted to give you a brief overview of our policies here and the staff directory. And we also have another good guide, which is user services. And again, that goes into how establishing your library account, interlibrary loan, which is if you have a book or a DVD, a book or a article that you're interested in that you found that we don't have access to at CNM, we can try and get it for you. And that's usually no cost to you. Does anybody have any questions so far about the services?
I do.
Yes.
Does the interlibrary loan then apply to other universities or community colleges or just to other campuses at CNM?
No, it's institutions outside of CNM.
Great, thank you.
Yes, of course. And I've used that several times myself for my own assignments, so it's proven very helpful. We have here textbooks on reserve. We do have 3-hour checkouts of certain textbooks, so feel free to ask us about that if you haven't bought, say the semester has started and you haven't bought your textbook yet, you're waiting for your textbook. We might have your textbook on loan at the library, so feel free to check that out. And then these are some of the things we also check out: laptops, graphing calculators, scientific calculators, and webcams. And these are other helpful links on how to use it. This one I recommend, how to use the library. It's basically very similar to the library orientation guide, but if you get lost, I can show you where you can find all the research guides. So we go back to the CNM libraries link and we go to research guides. And then we hit all guides because this is by course acronym. So if you're looking for a particular guide, you want to look for it by title, right? So for example, you all are studying careers. So there is one called Career and Job Research. And this one tells you here that if you need to access any of our databases, you will have to authenticate yourself with your MyCNM username and password. So for example, mine is mcastillo114. So you would just type in mcastillo114 without the at cnm.edu. And then your MyCNM password, and that should let you into the databases to view the articles and any videos. And here, this is telling you that CNM Connect also has a career exploration page. So if you're wanting to delve deeper into this area, they do have some career questionnaires that you can do to assess your interests. And you can also schedule an appointment, not only with a career coach, but also with an advisor. They used to call them academic coaches, but I think now they're just calling them advisors. They're just all advisors from what I understand. And then I wanted to also bring to your attention that there's a Ferguson's Career Guidance Center, which is considered one of our career databases. And they also have a career assessment page, and I'll demo that in a little bit. There's also the Career One Stop through the U.S. Department of Labor. They have a lot of self-assessments, and Workforce Solutions, which is a state agency. They also have a lot of resources in here. So please do look at these resources because they look like they're going to be useful in your assignments for this class. So I wanted to bring your attention to that. Now, if we go back to CNM Libraries link, there is something here that says e-resources and databases. So you want to click on that. And then you want to, let's select by database type. And see, we have Prep Step, and these are online tutorials, practice tests, and ebooks on a variety of different topics. So that is called Prep Step. Okay, and you can sign in, it's free, you can register, and then you register for an account, a free account, and then you can sign in and it saves your progress. So that's really good. And you can take placement, test prep, and acquire basic computer skills all in this one portal. It's very nice. And let me see if I can exit out of this. Okay, and we also have, the backtrack here, we have something called Ferguson's Career. It's a little slow to load. Here it comes. Let's see, where is it? Oop. There we go. And here, this is specific to career guidance. So you can explore different industries. You can browse specific professions. You can do career assessments here as well. They'll search schools based on your particular degree interests and your career interests. And they also show you how to prepare for your career. So for example, say you're almost ready to graduate from CNM. And that is what you want to do. You want to graduate from CNM and start working right away. So this can help you create a resume, create a cover letter. It helps you with interviewing skills, networking, and also workplace skills. And there are ways to find careers through this portal as well. So if you are ready, you're almost ready, you're almost ready to graduate. Say, for example, because I know that once you leave, you don't have access to this, but say you're almost ready to graduate, you can start looking in here for job postings, apprenticeships, internships. This is really helpful. And if you want to look at somebody being interviewed, for example, you want to be CFO. You can click on this and then you can see, this is just a quick, it's not more than 20 minutes interview with a CFO to see what their main duties are in this particular field that they're being interviewed in, and also some keys for success, tips, education requirements, and things like that. Those are videos. And you also have things in writing as well that you can, let's see. There should be, even if you click on the, let me see something here. It's a little slow still. Okay, yeah, so it gives you the median salary, the minimum education level. It's very detailed. And then it gives you other alternate titles that you can search if you're doing your own searches online. Does anybody have any questions on this database in particular? No? Okay.
No.
Okay. So I'll just move on. And we also have a films database, which is, oops, sorry, Films on Demand. Oh, did somebody give me a chat? No, I thought I had a chat. Okay. So if you wanted to type in something in here, like nursing careers, you could see that it brings up related things, not necessarily all nursing, but it looks like it's gathering things in healthcare, perhaps. This one's a little bit more broad than the other one. The other one's a little bit more laser focused. But this one is, if you are exploring, it does give you different things related to healthcare, such as home health aide and nursing and health services administrator. So this might be of interest to you as well. And I wanted to show you something. Say, for example, you were interested in this video and you wanted to cite it. So if you wanted to click on that, once you did click on it, you see this little quotation mark here. If you click on it, you can get the citation for the particular source of your information. And I'll go into why that is important later on, but I wanted to show you that this is what the citation in MLA would typically look like for a database, a film in a database, okay? So you can copy and paste that and put it in a Word document and use your reference tool in Word to help you organize yourself when you get your references page together. And that's an example of a citation right there. Let's see, what else do I want to show you? I wanted to tell you, let me go back to the other guides here. Oh, research guides, all guides. We have one called, let me know if I'm going too fast, I can slow down. We have one called How to Use the Library. And that one is very helpful in that it shows you how to do catalog searches. It shows you how things look and how to filter for certain things. Searching databases. Again, like I told you, you're going to have to use your my CNM username and password to authenticate yourself from off campus. And then this goes into why you want to use library databases and how they work, how to do basic searches, how to use your limiters, meaning and, or if you want to use academic sources only, academic articles. And if you can't find anything, here are some tips. But if all else fails, always reach out to a librarian, and I'll show you how to get help later on. Here you see, on all of these pages, we've tried to embed a chat box, and that's one of the ways you can get help. We have virtual reference with a librarian several days and times throughout the week, including Saturdays. And you can also screen share with the librarian so that they can see how you're searching and you can see how they're searching. So that's really helpful. We talked about interlibrary loan, which is if we don't have an article or book here at CNM, we can get it. We can try and get it for you from other libraries, other academic or even public libraries. Here we have some research tips. And we went over searching the catalog, searching databases. Searching the catalog is like searching for items that we have access to. That are like more, it's more like ebooks will come up, right? And articles will come up, but it's more, when you think of the catalog, you think more about like physical items like print books and DVDs, whereas databases, those are going to be electronic items. So ebooks, electronic articles, things like that. So in terms of source evaluation, remember before we were talking about why would you want to use the databases? Well, there are instances in which databases are very useful, and there are instances in which you might not find as much information for your particular need in a database, and you might have to go outside and do Google searches. So if you have to go outside and do a Google search, it's more important than ever to keep these things in mind. We call it the CRAP criteria, which is a funny name for it, but it actually means you want to check for quality. So say, for example, you're on an outside website using Google. Since anybody can publish anything on the internet, you want to make sure that you know what you're looking at and who put it up there and why and what their credentials are. So one of the things you're going to be looking for are signs of how current that information is, because I've run across this myself in doing some academic research outside of our databases in Google, and come across some websites that are academic in nature. They might have been written by a professor. He might have a personal blog, and he seems qualified to write about the topic, right? But he hasn't posted in about 10 years. So that blog post is still there because nothing ever disappears from the internet, which is why they say you have to be very careful about what you post on the internet, because eventually somebody will find it and eventually you will want a job, and you want to make sure that you're not saying something against somebody or some company or whatever that might make it controversial and might make your employer or your potential employer not want to hire you. So anyway, coming back to the open Google search, you want to make sure that the information is current, especially if you're dealing with medical or scientific information, right? Because a lot of that stuff changes, or if you're writing about current events. So checking when the post was published, and then also how relevant is it to your subject? Is it just a minor little paragraph, a tiny little paragraph, say like 2 or 3 sentences in a whole article? Well, if it's an important 2 or 3 sentences, you can certainly take it and cite it. But if it's not really relevant, move on and look for something else that is truly relevant to you, to your research question, right? Your research focus. And again, I was talking about earlier, the authority. Make sure you can tell if they are indeed qualified. What are their credentials? Have they written other articles about the same topic? Have other people cited them in their research, right? So you want to check for authority. And also you want to check for accuracy. You want to check multiple sources on a particular topic to try to avoid false news, okay? Because a lot of us fall into that, and myself included. I could be looking at something on Facebook or Google and that somebody posts, and I temporarily believe it, but then I suspend my belief, and then I have to become skeptical, right? And look for additional sources to prove if this is indeed accurate or not. And then purpose. You want to make sure that the purpose of the article that whatever you're reading, the blog post, the video, that the purpose is not to try and sway you or try and sell you something. A lot of times Google's rankings will come up if you type in something in the search bar. A lot of the results that'll come up first are results that where businesses have paid to have the rankings come up first, or a lot of people interested in buying stuff. So, or if you've bought something recently, their algorithm brings up stuff that is intending to sell you something. But say you just want information for a research paper, you want to be careful about that as well. So that's why a lot of times when you are writing research papers, your instructors recommend that you come through the databases, because there are no ads or anything like that. It's just straight information, straight, mostly educational stuff that you're going to see here. So that's why your instructors recommend that you use the CNM databases. For things that are general information, sort of labor market related information, there are outside reputable websites that you can use, and I'm going to show you one of them. Let's go to let me continue sharing this. Let me get out of here. So there is the Occupational Outlook Handbook. And they group occupations in clusters. So for example, if you were interested in a healthcare career, you could see all the different ones they have here. They have EMTs and paramedics, for example, and we have an EMT program, so that's kind of relevant in my mind. And you can see here job descriptions, work environment, how to become an EMT or paramedic, the pay, the job outlook, state and area data for your particular state, similar occupations, and then it links out to ONET, which gives you more information. So this is a really great government website that you are welcome to use, and I'm sure your instructor would encourage you to look at information like this for career data. And then another
Indeed. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Did you want to mention any other resources?
Well, I would just like to say that despite the excellent explanation of the CRAP system for assessing credibility of sources, which is we really appreciate, and that is something you can take not only into your other courses and future writings, but also into your professional work. However, for this assignment, sometimes a Google search can be very helpful. You can find by Googling the career, let's say forest ranger, you can type in the name of the career and then get a number of sites that might be helpful. You might find, for instance, when I typed in forest ranger, I found forest ranger salary at ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter is a fairly reliable source for income information, and they tend to do a lot of tricky data, not tricky, but helpful data, like they assess the average income in that career for New Mexico versus the nation and so forth. You might find other sites. For example, I found forestrangers.gov and .edu and on what the educational requirements are and so forth. So some of those sites can be found on Google. So the databases can be helpful. And we're very grateful for Martha's explanation of how we can access those outstanding resources, but you can also use Google a bit for this paper. Just wanted to point that out.
Right. And it is important for you all to know about that criteria when you're looking for things online, because like I said, anybody can publish anything online. And it's really not even just a tool for your studies. It's a lifelong learning tool that you can use to evaluate information, especially if you develop some kind of a health condition, or your parents do, or you're thinking about advancing your schooling and going on to a 4-year school. You want to be able to critically evaluate the information you see online and compare it with different sources so that you know that you have good, reliable information to make those good choices, right? So one of the things I wanted to show you, I came back to the CNM page again because I wanted to show you in the User Services Guide, there is the Information and Research Services Guide, and it's the How to Use the Library. And you can find this one, How to Use the Library, in the all. If you click Research Guides and then hit All Guides. And I keep coming back to this one because this one has the Avoiding Plagiarism section, and that's very important. I'm just going to briefly touch on that. I'm sure your instructor has already talked to you about this, but plagiarism, you have to be very careful to avoid using other people's words, ideas, anything like that you don't cite where you got it from. that is considered plagiarism, because it's like you're saying that it's your thoughts, your ideas, your words. But if you cite it, then you're giving credit where credit is due. And there's certain ways to cite. And here's a short little video on citation, or not citation, but plagiarism. And then I'll give you information on citing your sources here.
And I just want to interject here that the little meme that I've come up with that helps me remember and can help everybody remember what your obligation is in terms of ethically citing sources. And that is, if you didn't think it, if you didn't write it first, you've got to cite it.
Right.
So, different cultures around the world perceive ideas and writing and research differently. Not all cultures see people's ideas or research or academic writing as intellectual property. But in this culture, in American culture, right or wrong, good or bad, that we do see ideas and research and writing as intellectual property, the property that belongs to the originator of that work. So Martha's right that these kinds of assessments can help you in all kinds of situations to assess credibility, and you of course always want to be ethical in citing any kind of sourced work. And the laws that we have in place that protect intellectual property also protect you. So if you publish a post on a blog, or if you write a poem and put it out on your website, or you design a video game, whoever's using any of those references or any information or quotes from you has to cite you too. So the laws go both ways. They protect others and they protect you. Okay.
Yes, that's what I was just going to mention, is like, for example, if you wrote a song, or if you wrote if you painted something or made a sculpture, all of those things are intellectual property, and you have the rights to that as the creator of that, and you wouldn't want anybody else taking credit for that in their own writing without citing you and giving you the credit, the rightful credit for your creation, right? It's all creative work. Even if it's a boring academic article, it's still your work. Or it's still her work or his work, right? So if you even have to cite yourself in certain instances. I'm learning that in my program as well. So some of the things that I wanted to show you, this is, if you click on citing your sources and you hit MLA, the MLA tab, you see some resources for citing, which are really helpful. And this one's really helpful as well. I think this might be misspelled. I think it's EXC. If I click on it, it'll tell me, yes, I have to tell her it's misspelled. And then there's another one called OWL Writing Lab at Purdue, and that one's very good as well. And let me take you back. I'm about ready to close out this orientation because I don't want to make it very long. And I think I've covered pretty much everything unless you all have some questions, but let me take you back to the main page. And then if you'll notice here, we have get help from a librarian. So if you get stuck on anything, you need help, well, first things first, since I'm your embedded, just contact me first. And if I'm not available, you can always hit the live chat and you can see the hours, the days that is available. Saturday, it's pretty much all day long. So, and then you would just type in your information in the box and start the chat. But there are other ways you can contact us here as well. So that's the important link to remember. And then you can also schedule a research appointment. Mine are not scheduled. I don't have availability online set up because my schedule is so crazy sometimes, but just go ahead and contact me at that email, mcastillo114@cnm.edu, and then we can set up a research appointment, whether you want to come in or whether you want to do it via Zoom or Teams or any other web meeting platform, that's fine. And then if you hit this, you can get answers to frequently asked questions. So that's another nifty tool. And you can also type in your keyword. So if you have a keyword, for example, you want to know how to access ebooks, you could just type in ebooks. And voila. So you might not even need me. No. If you know how to type in good keywords, you might find the answer here. We have somebody who's worked on it really hard. So we have a lot of good answers in here, but you can always contact me. Does anybody have any questions on any of the things I've showed you so far? If you need to access journal articles, you can go through if you know the name of the journal you're looking for, you can always go to the A to Z journal list, or you can look for ebooks. We have ebooks, articles, books in print, DVDs. Yeah, we have streaming films. I think I've covered it all.
Thank you for this outstanding explanation, Martha. Thank you so much for explaining all these marvelous resources, how to use the databases, how to assess the credibility of sources, and how to specifically find information for this assignment. Thank you so much. Sienna or William, do you have any questions? Sienna, I see that it says you're having an audio problem. Okay. I am recording this, and so I will post the recording, and I'm also going to be posting a video, just a straight video that Martha has made on this material. So you'll be able to access that, and I'll be posting that in that live sessions link in the module. Okay, so you can review the work there as you need it. Okay, I see I got a thumbs up is that from you, William? It looks like it is. Okay, great. Do you have any questions, William or Sienna? No questions from anybody? Okay.
I didn't show them how to access any of the article databases because it looked like they were just going to be going through either Ferguson's or Google.
Do you want to go ahead and show how to?
Sure.
Well, that would be great. Thank you. We'll just add that to the
Sure. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to CNM Libraries link. And then from there, we can go to e-resources and databases. And this shows you we have 112 databases. And if you, let's see, for example, let's look at the English recommended databases. So these are some of the ones they recommend. These are the best bets, the ones that are in the yellow box. We also have, this one is used a lot for literature reviews. Points of View Reference Center. For example, let's see, let's try communication and mass media. So this is how most of the EBSCO host, which is the database vendor one of the vendors we use, this is how the interface looks. But if you want to do an advanced search, you probably want to hit this because this gives you more options. So you can add more keywords and you can also use your limiters. So for example, say you want to does anybody want to give me a sample topic? You can unmute yourself if you want, and then.
William, do you want to offer a topic? Maybe your research topic? Zoology, careers in zoology, will that work?
Zoology? If it's more of a science topic, then what we could do.
He's written careers in zoology.
Okay, so this is more for like issues related to topics, not so much career exploration, these different databases. Pretty much the one that I showed was the one that's more focused on careers is Ferguson's. Let's see what comes. Let's see. Let's do something here. I'm just going to try something. Let's see. See, Gale, one file science. Oh, okay, so it's telling me to write it like this. Careers in science, technology, and STEM. Careers in STEM. Let's see, hold on, this is. And then maybe zoology. There's a little strategy to this, and every database is different. So you just kind of have to try different things. Yeah, it's not. Let's just find zoology. Let's just type in zoology. So this is going to be about issues in zoology in academic journals, not necessarily careers. You could also type in zoology jobs, see if anything comes up. No, Ferguson's is pretty much, because this is for like issues in whatever, XYZ, not so much careers. Ferguson's is going to be pretty much your best bet. But if you were to type in zoology and you were interested in current issues in zoology, that one's not working very well for this demo. I should have quit while I was ahead.
Well, and that's why I also, William, encourage you guys to use the Google, a straight Google search to find reasonably credible sources on your topic, your career, because not all of the research avenues on the databases are for career type information, as she's showing you. A lot of it can be scientific or academically oriented, which is usually research oriented.
Yeah, that's why I went and showed them Ferguson's because of that, because I know how these databases are. I'm looking in the ebooks. So I looked in the EBSCO ebooks collection, and they have these resources for zoology, which may be helpful, because they do, in the ebooks, they do try to get the most current issue related to zoology. So for example, Advances in Animal Science and Zoology, that was published, well, 2016, but still, you can look in here and see different aspects of zoology that you may be interested in. So that in itself is interesting because it's information about the field as well, the discipline, right? So that's how you can access. Did you see how I did that? I went to, let me go back. I went to e-resources and databases, and I selected ebook collection, and then I went to EBSCO ebooks. But you can select any of the ebook providers as well. And then I just clicked all, continue. And then you can also, for example, if you were looking for career science at careers, lots of ebooks on a bunch of topics. So your best bet might be Ferguson's and the ebooks collection. Does that make sense? It's more targeted. Or newspaper, we have newspaper databases as well. If you are allowed to use newspaper articles, we have that as well.
Yes, you are. Newspapers are fine.
We have that as well. So if you get stuck on any of the databases, figuring out how to search, just reach out to me and we can do screen share, or we can meet here, whatever works.
Great, thank you for that explanation.
You're welcome.
Are there any other questions, Sienna or William? I think
No.
William, okay, William says no questions for him.
Okay.
Sienna, I don't see anything from Sienna. Martha, is there anything else you want to go over?
I can't think of anything else. This is just a little search tip that I discovered here. They can type in their career and then a double dash and then vocational guidance, and that could bring up relevant ebooks.
Great.
Because I just found something for careers in zoos and aquariums.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, are you able to see it?
Fantastic.
Are you able to see?
Yeah, I can see it. Can you see it, William? Cool.
Okay.
Let's see what that is. Obtaining information, please respond.
Yeah,
Wildlife
this is
conservation. Go ahead, sorry. I was
oh
just
no, I
reading.
was gonna say this is what it looks like. This is the cover, and then when you click on the title, you see more subject headings. These are from the Library of Congress. So these are how this is how the book is cataloged. And so if you click on this subject heading, you would probably find more of the same if we had any in our collection, which unfortunately we don't, but it looks like a good book. You know, it's from Institute for Career Research.
Can we click on the PDF? Can we click on the
Yeah,
PDF?
yeah. So let's see. And say, for example, you found a page that you wanted to cite.
Sorry, you're breaking.
Yeah, so say you wanted to cite this one, zoo professionals tell about their careers. And so you hit this little cite link. And
Okay.
there you go. You can cite there. Of course, you always want to
cool.
check. You always want to check it against your style guides, either online or in print, because the citation makers that are in the databases are not always correct. So I always tell students to check it against the Excelsior or OWL or MLA's style guide.
Okay. That is just such an amazing tool. Thank you for showing us that. That is so fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, and Sienna said Sienna was having audio problems, so she'll probably have to listen to some of the video. Or
yeah,
watch.
that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got this recorded and we've got your other recording. So
cool.
Yeah. So but you know, what a great resource this would be to help thinking for a zoology class.
Right.
to begin to explore the possibilities of their you know, future opportunities and careers with zoology. That's great. Thank you for that question. That was very productive, William. Very helpful.
Yes. Well, I don't have anything. If nobody has anything, then I guess we can adjourn.
Okay. Yeah, we're just about at the time. It's we're at just about 7 minutes out. So I think we've covered quite a bit. Did you have okay, no more questions. He says, have a great weekend. He's ready to go. Okay, William, you're excused. You don't have to hang out anymore. Thanks so much for attending. It was very helpful having you here. We hope it was helpful for you.
Yes.
Thank you. See you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Christina's still with us, but I guess she's been having some difficulties. But Martha, thank you so much for this outstanding demonstration.
Oh,
You know,
you're welcome.
I know we wondered about doing a second session, but I think it was so helpful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was. I'm glad 2 people showed up at least,
It does make such a difference. It really does when there's participants, and like that question that William had was just so fantastic. It was very, helpful. So in any case, this is an outstanding demonstration. So now that the students have 2 excellent videos, that they'll be able to access, and they'll be able to access this one immediately because it is doing the, just so you know, the Zoom does do the captions exactly correctly.
Oh, good. Okay. So
Yeah,
I might want to try and experiment with Zoom next time myself.
yeah, it's possible. I mean, from this recording, and I had other experiences with it, but with Zoom recording, but it's revising everything with meticulously accurate punctuation and spell.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not like the YouTube or
Mhm,
some of the, and I'm not saying YouTube because you used YouTube. I'm just saying
mhm,
the YouTube is just kind of it's a long run-on sentence with
mhm,
every word just there, and then some of it phonetically spelled. So
mhm.
but this is really accurate. So in fact, it even showed that I said is twice.
Oh, I'll have to experiment with it then. Yeah.
Yeah. And you might try the Screen Pal. It's not that expensive, and if you know
Mhm,
look at that editor, it gives you the chance to go through it and punctuate everything, which is fantastic. Then you don't have to go through the wait. Uh,
mhm.
but in
But
any case, thank you for everything, Martha. You've been wonderful.
oh,
And
you're welcome.
I will post this information in your module and in the live session link page on the course. And I'll send out an announcement with the videos as well.
Okay, sounds good. And if you need anything else, let me know. Or if you need me to check in with them at any point, just let me know.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.